Namaste, yogis, and welcome to this week and this month's Abhyasa. I've made a few changes because we are getting into the winter months after Diwali. Because of the way the winter sets in, there's a very high chance for people to experience depression. This year, with COVID and with all these different thoughts, I've been speaking to a lot of you and a lot of people. A lot of people tell me that the mood is changing, whether it's in Europe, America, Asia. The mood is changing a little bit. So it's very important for us to keep our spirits up. The way I see it, the light of yoga is like a Diwali lamp that is then lit. My teacher lit it for me. I hope to do the same to all of you. But it doesn't end there. Each of you, once the light is lit, you're a light for your family, colleagues, community. It's very important not just for yourself to do Abhyasa and to do these different practices, but for your community also, so that your spirits are up and you can motivate everybody around you. The few things I have changed for the next 3 months, I'm going to increase the number of Surya Namaskars. Because of the winter setting in, people experience depression in these months. We need to increase the fire, the sun element in us. So I'm going to do that. I've structured it the way I practice myself. 75 minutes, so 1 hour of asana, 15 minutes of pranayama and om, and then 21 minutes of dhyan. Now you don't have to do it all at one stretch. You can do asana pranayama 75 minutes in the morning, and at sunset time or in the night you can do the meditation, which we are going to do together on the full moon on October 31st. So that's a specific meditation that we do in the end. Sometimes you don't have time, you can just do 1 hour of asana in the morning and in the evening pranayam and dhyan. Ideally, asana pranayam dhyan or asana pranayam in the morning and dhyan when you've got the time. That's the way I've structured the work. You'll see that we are putting in a little bit more effort to increase the sun component. With that in mind, bring your hands into a namaste. Set your sankalp as winter is coming. Stating it to yourself 3 times. Yogena chittasya padena vacham malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena yopakarottam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi abahu purushakaram shankachakar siddharinam sahasra shirasam shvetam pranamami patanjalim atayoganuशासनम yogaschitta vritti nirodha. Inhale, stretch wide open. Now, starting to just play with your spine. With your inhalation, internally chanting so. Exhale, hum. I'm going to focus on the breath as we discussed. Please match your breathing as much as you can with mine. Kapalbhati Kriya. Bastrika Pranayama 108 times. Slow breathing again. Soham breathing. Working with the neck now. Marchari Asana, cat stretch. Agnisar and Noli Kriya. Moving stomach in and out or side to side. Very important in winter that we keep things like Noli daily. Indandod becomes more important. I'd like each and every one of you to track your own mental thought patterns, November, December, Jan, to see whether it changes. Inhale. So asana, second is drishti, the eyes are fixed at a point. Third is the pranayama, ujjayi pranayam, and the fourth for us, very important, is the soham chant. It's the unique way in which we work in Abhyasa with the soham chant. So your soham becomes the thread, and all the asanas just become like beads on that sutra. So if you lose the soham, then you've lost the thread itself. I hope that's very clear. So there are two things. One, what is my body and mind doing here? It's a stretch. What is my mind doing? Two, am I able to watch what my body mind is doing? It is this witnessing that we train as yogis. And therefore, what your body mind is doing can be really simple, but the witnessing is what makes you an advanced practitioner. synergist muscles, the muscles that help with the back bend, are thigh and the glute. So if you contract the thigh and the glute, it's safe. Reciprocal inhibition means I want to stretch my hamstring, so I will contract my antagonist muscle, my thigh. If I contract my thigh a little bit, suddenly my hamstring stretches. Now what do you want to do? You want to stretch your lower back, so you have to contract your abdomen, core muscles. Immediately lower back gets longer. With your palm, bend the elbow, contract the bicep. That will allow you to then engage the pelvic floor better. So you got to understand this kinesthetic intelligence a little bit. What is my body mind doing? And am I able to watch and just get feedback? So my body is stretching, my mind is involved with that stretch, and what is that stretch telling me? These two things. I'm asking the leg to stretch, that's body mind work, and some part in me is watching what that feedback is. I'm taking the time to explain process just in the beginning of the class, because we've been doing this together for a while now. So to the naked eye, a person who's been doing yoga for 1 year, or a person who's been doing yoga for 10, 20 years, they may be doing the same thing, but the internal experience is completely different. This is what you got to keep tracking. How is your internal experience evolving over time? And once you develop the language to articulate that, then when your friends ask you, okay, why do you do yoga? You'll have a better idea. And also for yourself. Bending one knee, opening the toes, gripping the mat with your feet, drawing energy up with the feet, with the palms. I want to stretch my hamstrings, so I will contract my thighs. I want to stretch my lower back, so I'll contract my abs. I will pull up the pelvic floor, that will raise the hip up. I'll create some space between my shoulder blades. Very beautiful posture. Each asana has a beautiful aesthetic. So once you get that certain refinement in each asana, you'll really enjoy what the body is doing. Slowly, asana will become an art form for you. It's not for the empirical. It's not that I want to just stretch my thigh, so I'm standing like this. The entire body is expressing, the body mind is expressing itself in a particular way. So when you study yoga, don't make it empirical. Okay, I just want to stretch my thigh. That's a physiotherapist, that's not a yogi. Rotating. Ankle, come to the front of your mat for Surya Namaskar. Together we're going to chant Om Suryaya Namaha. Take in a deep breath. Loudly. Om Suryaya Namaha. Sun's up. Inhale. So start to match your breathing. Keep reminding yourself that Soham is the sutra, and all that the body mind is doing, the body postures, are beads on that necklace. There will be some times that your body is moving faster than the breaths you're taking, which is absolutely fine, no problem. Because here we're energizing. Every round of Surya Namaskar has 4 breaths. But if you want to go faster, you can even make every round just 2 breaths. And the way to do that would be like this. Inhale. Keep the breath inside in Padahast, Ashwa Sanchalana. Exhale in Santolan. Dip. Inhale in Bhujang. Keep it inside itself in Parvat. Ashwa Sanchalana. Exhale in Padahast. So that's 2 breaths. You can suit yourself. Traditionally, 4 breaths. As long as you're breathing with Soham, you're doing fine. Nice deep stretches. Now last round. Parvat. Just holding here. You're drawing energy up from both the feet. The feet are firmly grounded. The inner thighs engage, so the lower spine gets longer. From there, Ardha Chandrasana. Looking at a point on the floor, opening out the left knee, kneecap to face the side. With your foot, push away. With your hands, push away, as if they are rays emanating from the core of or the base of your spine. Both of these have opened up the hips in a particular way. Ashwasanchalan, Parvat. The other leg, Virabhadra 2. From there, Ardha Chandrasana. See too that you're pushing with your back, the top heel pushes through. So every limb is active, every finger, toe is active. You're doing the posture and you're watching the posture being done. Slowly shifting focus to the watching. Ashwasanchalan, Parvat. Inhale, bring the right leg in the front. Virabhadra 1. Your bottom leg is really firm. The Back leg is pushing back. Back thigh is engaging. Glute. Ashwasanchalan. Parivrita Paraswabakasana. And do it in a twist. Baddha, interlock, and Ashwasanchalan. Moving to first Virabhadra 1, just for the hips to start to open in this plane. Then Virabhadra 3. Full expression there. Ashwasanchalan and twist. Deep breathing. Parvat. For the next two balance poses, Uttita Pada Angushtan, we need to first open out the hamstrings. We take up Uttanasana. Now, contract the thighs so the hamstring stretches. Contract the core so the lower back stretches. Start to bend the elbows, contracting the biceps so the upper back stretches. And for Uttita Pada Angushtan, so first looking at a point. Raise the left leg up. asanas. We move straight into dancing Nataraj. Take a breather in Vrikshasana. Once the eyes are fixed, Uttita Padangushtan. Contract the thighs so that the hamstring stretches. Going out to the side. We also move into dancing Nataraj. Finally, take a breather in Vrikshasana. Feet are shoulder width apart. Utkatasana. Pushing the hips back, pulling in the abs, stretching the spine. Standing still. Drawing energy up from the earth, engaging the thighs, engaging the glutes, engaging the lower back and the core. So all of this has helped with the standing. This brings to an end our standing sequence. Come down to the floor, lying on the stomach. We start with Dhanur Asana. So bend the knees, hold the ankles, start to lift up. Try to go up till your hip bone. So remember, you have to contract your thigh, slightly the glute, the other synergist muscles. forehead on the back of the palms. Shalabhasana. That's a beautiful asana, but what we want is the hands underneath the pelvic floor. Forehead on the back of the palms. Keep your soham, keep the thread alive as we move into Ushtrasana. See to it that you're using the shoulder blades, using the chest as if you're lifting up with the chest. Coming out of that, Sharnagat Mudra or Shashankasana. So when I do it to stretch my back, it's called Shashankasana. And finally, we get into Chakrasana. You can do Setu Bandh if Chakrasana is difficult. Pavan Muktasana. Naukasana. So you've got 7 minutes of core work. First with the legs up in the air. Every time you exhale, you should feel that the thighs are moving into the hips. The core is completely engaged. The navel is going into the spine. You're nice and long and strong, long spine. Bringing your legs low. Now engage the thigh. So the main muscles that are working currently are the thigh, quadricep, and the psoas muscle. Psoas is the main hip flexor that's keeping you in position. Rectus femoris, psoas, fully in posture. Kati Naukasana. Still the psoas is working. Thigh. Also now the external oblique. External oblique is a deeper lying muscle than the superficial rectus abdominis. So it's a very deeper muscle, so tougher exercise, more rewarding in the long term to get a slim, strong waistline. Again, what is my body mind doing? How much can I watch it? The other side. Just gritting, getting the strength, the focus, the eyes are fixed. Every day you do it, the neural connection gets strong. That yes, I can do this. Every day you skip, you'll have to work very hard the next day. Like one step forward, one step back. So don't do that. Like 7 steps forward every week. Hold your toes in the posture itself. If we've already opened out the hamstrings, Merudandasana or Ubhaya Padangushthanasana. Engage the core, so keep the spine long. From there, Chaturanga Dandasana. Lengthening the spine. You should feel that you're pushing back with your heels till your thighs engage. Kneecaps draw up. Abs in. Navel to spine. Now engage the bicep. Contract them. And up. Do that once more. Navel in. Contract. Push the heels back, spine forward and up. Let's do this first. The lower one. Dolphin Plank. When your plank or your Santolanasana becomes like a picnic pose for you, then we can say that core strength has started to become a reality for you. Here, just walk up, don't drop the knee, just walk, so that there's a lot of work on the shoulders. We'll need that in the months to come as we start to explore Pincha Mayurasana. Now don't drop your knees. Good. So now this Santolan should have become like a picnic pose for you, meaning a relaxed pose. Heels back, abs in. Parvat. Mayur. the wrists to touch, the pinkies to touch, the elbows into the core. You're gripping the mat with your palms, wrists, Bakasana, getting the thumbs to touch. So see to it that your hands go around your legs. Navel in, and also the pelvic flow up. So pelvic flow up and the heels to the glutes. Paraswabakasana, right knee outside the left shoulder, right hip onto the right elbow. With the fingers, grip the mat. So then you can lift. Once you're comfortable, you can stretch and so on. But essentially, you just want to balance. It's just a play. So once you have that sort of energetic output, just play a little bit. This is the last of our sun work. The remainder work for us will all be cooling down. So we start that off with Siddhasana, headstand. So always use a blanket or I use this meditation mat, cloth, so I use that for my Siddhasana. Hand on the eyebrows, where the middle finger reaches top part of the head. Hands interlock. Inner thighs engage, toes spread, balls of the feet push up. Slowly coming back. So this is an important posture to get the legs parallel to the floor. And then Sharnagat. For those of you who are interested in the benefits of each and every asana, the cerebrospinal fluid surrounding the brain and the spine sometimes can get a little stagnant. When you invert the body, it starts to flow again. Next up, always have a cushion like this or a folded blanket. Sarvangasana. Because my chin is going to come close to my chest, there's a stimulation of the vagal nerve. From there, go back. Halasana. Engaging the thighs slightly. Matsyasana. And let's begin by opening up the hips. So first we start in Baddha Konasana. So sit like this, hold your feet, try and pull it up slightly towards you. Agni Stambhana. So the calves are perpendicular to the thighs. And then drop down. In 30 seconds, the muscle will start to resist what you're doing. To protect your body from overstretching. So now, just come 10% away from it. The firing of the muscle spindle in the center of the hamstring muscle, inner thigh, will relax. Then you go fully into the stretch. So knowing how to work with the body is very important. Change. The other leg. Every day that you practice, you should really sweat. It's good because that stimulates every part of the body, cleans, purifies. Release a little bit. Typically try and practice outdoors, and ideally just to practice with the shorts or something so your skin is not covered. Minimum. I happen to wear all of this because I'm shooting, but otherwise I would wear just a pair of shorts. Let the skin interact with the air, prana. Next up, forward folds. So stretch the legs, stretch the legs. Let's take up Paschimothanasana, which we've been slowly building up towards. So pull in the stomach. So what do you got to do? You have to first contract the thigh. So then you'll find that the hamstring is stretching. Then you got to start to contract the bicep. When you do that, you'll find the pelvic floor engages better. You got to stretch the shoulder blades outwards. You create space in the upper back. You don't want to hunch. Breathing in and out. Every exhale is very important. So now your entire focus is lengthening your lower spine. It's very important. The whole day we are running around just in our head. It's very important to get grounded into the body. What's happening with my leg, hip. Counter pose, palms here. Uttanasana. Finally, stretches. So either left leg under, right ear, Ardha Matsendra, or left leg here, Ardha Padma, right leg here, and now twist. Marichaya deep. It's not about which one is tougher or so on. Which one is giving you the stretch you need today? Some days Marichaya is not right for you, Ardha Matsendra will be right, like that. You have that capacity to know. So if you're doing Marichaya with me, if you're doing Ardha Matsendra, it's like this. Right leg under. And once you're comfortable, this can come around. If you're doing Marichaya, the only difference is this leg's gone up. And that, yogis, brings us to an end in terms of a asana practice. We've spent an hour So we take a couple of minutes in Shavasana before we transit into Pranayama. Just let the body relax, body mind. Counting 5 slow breaths. Stretching your arms, turn to a side, coming up to sit. Let's take up our meditative posture. You can take a slight cushion like this. Okay. Just see to it that you're sitting absolutely straight. Take up Siddhasana, ideally. So one heel is at the pelvic floor. And if you can, every day, change. So sometimes this heel, sometimes the other one. It's not necessary that you change, but it creates a bit better in terms of balance. Personally, I don't change because I had a broken ankle 10 years ago, so I keep the right on top. But you can change as you're getting used to that practice. Now, first up, once you're sitting comfortably, just take a few seconds. Asana Siddhi means the body has become steady. Most of the problems that people have in the world is because they can't be still, and they need, or rather we need, outside sources for entertainment, whether it's a Netflix, YouTube, anything. You need sensory stimulation all the time. Diabetic people, it's not so much the pancreas, it's the fact that they're not still, so therefore they need that stimulation of sugar, like that in everything. So if you can be still and you're not outsourcing your entertainment to any other source, you don't need to be hyper-stimulated. That is a huge shift in your body mind. Then meditation opens up to you. Till then, you can be hankering after different meditation techniques, but you're just shopping. Instead of shopping for clothes, you're shopping for technique. At some point, when you stop that, meditation happens. This has been our process. With the right hand, Anulom Vilom Pranayama. Inhale through the left. Close nostrils, hold the breath inside. for double the inhalation. Exhale through the right. Once the breath is out, close the nostrils. Continue in right. Hold in. Out left. And then hold out. And let's go on like this, another 5 minutes. And don't let your mind race to the next thing you have to do today. Stay with your so hub. So inhale is so. Hold the breath. Exhale is hum. Hold the breath. Mahabandh, support on the knees. You're going to blow out, pull up the pelvic floor so you don't let apana go down. Lock the chin so you don't let prana go up. Navel in, so you draw in samana. These are 3 of the 5 important vayus or pranas of the body. Om chanting, A-U-M, 7 times. Bring your awareness to your sankalp for the months ahead as we head to the end of this year. Yogis, sit as long as you're comfortable with. Abhyasa ends here. When we meet on Saturday, I'll take you through the meditation we've designed, a 21-minute meditation that you can do right after Abhyasa, or you can do it in the evening. See you at the campfire. Namaste.